Welcome to Policy on Demand's Week in Review. I'm Todd Metcalf.
What would you tell clients are your takeaways from this week?
While the tax deal agreed by Chairman Smith and Wyden and passed by the House on an overwhelmingly bipartisan basis remains mired in the Senate mud, stakeholders continue to push for an up or down vote. However, time is not this legislation's friend, and with every minute that ticks off the clock, the path to enactment gets steeper and harder to discern. The Senate is soon to consider a 5-year reauthorization of the Federal Aviation Administration, which in another time could have been considered a prime vehicle to carry the tax deal to the president's desk. Even though there may be efforts to add the House-passed bill to FAA reauthorization, the likelihood of success on that front seems quite low. That said, while Congress is struggling to move changes to tax policy, Treasury and the IRS seem to be quickening the pace of guidance as the window to make regulations less vulnerable to repeal under the Congressional Review Act is set to close in the coming weeks. In just the last few days, we have seen further guidance on the transferability of energy credits under the IRA and a revenue procedure on private letter rulings related to certain spin-off transactions. Additional guidance regarding electric vehicle credits is expected in the coming days. So the wheels of tax policy change keep turning.
Which question related to policy did you get asked the most, and how did you respond?
The most common question I heard this week is unsurprising. When will Congress finally get its act together and pass the Smith-Wyden tax deal? The unfortunate answer is at this moment it's not clear that it will. Consideration of the FAA reauthorization legislation should be a prime opportunity to add the broader tax deal by amendment. However, it just doesn't seem to be shaping up that way. So if not FAA, the question becomes when is the next opportunity to move the bill forward? Pressure, both internal and external, to call up the bill for a vote in the Senate will continue to be applied in the coming days and weeks. Congress will be working until Memorial Day, and this work period may be the last best hope to get this legislation across the finish line. If senators are not forced to take a position by voting on the measure, then the tax relief needed by many businesses, large and small, and by working families will fail to advance with no consequences.
Where should companies focus their attention in the coming week?
Taxpayers should keep an eye both on Treasury and Congress. More guidance, proposed and final, from the administration is likely in the coming weeks and months, which could have significant effects on taxpayers' bottom lines. Taxpayers should also continue to apply pressure wherever and however they can to encourage Congress finally to get off the dime and pass the bicameral bipartisan tax deal. Members of Congress need to know taxpayers are looking for action on tax relief, not inaction.